Hey, bub. This is Wolverine. You're watching Pro Teaches Noobs. This is OG Vegeta. Let's get the views to over 9,000! This is Ryuk. Watch, like, and subscribe, or die.
Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. To have with me, Steph and Docs.
Hello.
And today we are wrapping up Kick-Ass. We were on a good roll, and then once I had the 450th, it kind of threw a bit of a wrench into our rhythm, but
Right.
But feels like now we can just wrap it up. Let's go over the grand finale was Kick-Ass 3. Up until this point, and now this is the moment when the movies really started having more of an influence.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
you'll see as we go as we get into it. But and it does bring finality to everything.
Yeah, that's good. But at the same time, bad. You want some kind of remake or redo.
Adam Hughes cover, not his greatest. I think because he's so better at doing cheesecake than when he's not, it's weird.
Yeah, I think that looks terrible. I think that's one of the worst covers I've seen.
He has to be restrained because she's a little girl.
Right, but it's also like the Watchmen colors. I don't like the black and yellow like that. It's like, you know.
Oh, no, that's better.
That is better.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
The white.
Yeah, I like that.
Not bad here either. Oh, doggy. Exactly. We
already
know what happened.
Though.
We know what happened to that dog, though.
Exactly, but that one's the good one.
Yep. Dear Kick-Ass, if you're reading these words, that means the shit has hit the fan and I've either been killed or busted. Either way, you're now the sole heir to the coolest things I have ever owned. If I have been arrested and imprisoned by our pathetic liberal justice system, I've left specific instructions on how to help me escape. I've left you $2 million in cash and all my weaponry, vehicles, and crime-fighting equipment, plus detailed schematics of any high-security institute where the authorities might be holding me. My daddy always taught me to plan ahead, and I've updated this info on a regular basis. Now, I appreciate that a jailbreak is an enormous ask, especially for a superhero trying to make a name for himself. But come on, have I ever offed a goon who didn't deserve it twice as bad? It's a joke they throw the book at me when there's so many actual fucking sociopaths preying on innocent people out there. Now I want you to lie low for a few weeks and familiarize your team with the profiles, shift schedules, and security footage I put together. This isn't going to be easy, but if you train hard and prep properly, there's no reason you shouldn't have me out of here and working the streets again very soon. I know it sounds tough, but we specialize in the impossible. And there's nobody I trust more with my rescue. P.S. Spend any of the money on comic books, and I'll nail your goddamn testicles to the floor. That's so her.
It is. It's like she's so smart and has everything dialed in, but choosing him is like the worst choice she could
who else
possibly
did she trust?
Right.
Who else does she have left?
No matter how hard he trains, it's still like an impossible task.
Dave, Dave, this is insane. We can't just break Hit Girl out of a high security jail. This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. We have to, Marty. She saved my ass 1,000 times. I can't say no the one time she needs something in return. But we're assholes, dude. We can't do this stuff in real life. Where would we even start? By doing it and what she says, Todd. Lie low, let everything settle down, and then start putting the band back together. 6 weeks later, Kick-Ass, all CNI. You sure you guys are up for this? Totally. Hit Girl's the role model for every real-life superhero in the business. Breaking her out of there would be an ultimate honor. Now, if all of you familiarized with the prison's basic ground plan, the guys and I know it backwards, Kick-Ass. We could find that cell blindfolded if you asked us to. I've done 100 sit-ups a day since you got in touch. No way we're going to mess up now. Excellent. Now, everyone's got their swipe cards, right? The door here is and here are maximum security. But these special cards she had made can override any system. We're going to need them to get inside. But more importantly, we need them to get back out. Gotcha. Todd, you got the smoke bombs? Right here. Moonbird, you remember the sonic alarms? Knit it up with every non-lethal weapon you can think of. Good. If everything goes exactly as planned, we should reconvene here in 14 minutes. Justice forever, man. Justice forever, bro. Now let's go get our hit girl back. Now, it's actually pretty intimidating when you see it in real life. Gates are a lot bigger than they looked online, too. Relax, bud. It's going to be fine. Jesus, I can't believe I didn't tell you guys this, but I had this really weird dream last night that we all got arrested here and ended up in prison ourselves. I think Ixet Man might have been kind of killed, but it could have been Todd. I can't remember. What? Marty, would you shut up? Dude, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It just came back to me when I saw all of us together like this. Shit, I can't do this. What? I'm sorry. I thought I could, but I really can't. I think I'm going to have a panic attack or something. I have to admit, I'm feeling a little nervous about it myself. Maybe we should. Hey, what the hell's going on here? Shit, get back to the cars. Fuck. Leave it, man. Just make another one.
Oh, my God.
Anything up? Nah, just some assholes. Oh, my God. You think he made us? You think he recognized any of these costumes? I don't know, but that's as close to a prison as I ever want to get. Did you see the size of that guy's back there? How about Hit Girl? How do we help her now? I don't know. Just keep training, I guess. Yeah, I say we all keep training and come back here once we're definitely more skilled. Suppose we do a tribute to her in the meantime. Maybe say we're fighting crime in her honor, or even name the new headquarters after her. Yeah, I like it. I think that would be a real that would really mean a lot to her, Doc. Sends a lot of messages we haven't forgotten. A message we haven't forgotten her. Totally. Now let's get out of here before that big guy comes looking for us. You bunch of goddamn pussies. Now that,
Yeah.
I can so imagine an opening movie like that, where just building up and then whomp.
Right.
Is a proper subverting expectations, wouldn't you say? This is what you were always expecting them to do, and then you realize, what the hell are we thinking?
Exactly. It's like you're expecting them to do this, like you know in your mind that they are not equipped for it,
But you think that is the most logical. Yeah. But
like once they're there, you're expecting them to go through with it. You know,
but then Marty has to open his mouth.
Right, though, and start putting all these doubts in everybody's head, and it's like, turn tail and run, everybody run.
Cheese it.
Right, and then she nails it right on that fucking pussies.
You bunch of goddamn. Like, you have to understand that we weren't being cowards. We just had to be sure we were properly trained. Oh, bullshit.
Right, though. It's like, let's go back and come back when we're properly trained. Like, never.
Of course, 6 months later, and we still hadn't rescued her. But busting Hit Girl out of prison is absolutely at the top of our to-do list.
Yeah.
This is me brooding at the grave of my beloved parent. My mom only died of a cerebral hemorrhage, but my dad generally was murdered by a costume supervillain. I can't believe I toyed with giving all this up. Standing here and staring at their grave, I realize that it's my destiny to wear the mask on Mondays, Thursdays, and every other Sunday. It's also so much cooler when you're brooding in a big black coat. I tried this in my jeans last week, but it all just looks so inappropriately casual. Dude, you look awesome. You look like young Bruce Wayne swearing revenge against Joe Chill. I feel like young Bruce Wayne. It's weird, but the longer I stand here and stare at their grave, the more I want to suit up and do something honorable. Okay, this I can believe. There is some truth to the whole, your parents, your death of a family, of your parent, especially what happened to his dad, would drive you. That I do buy to a degree.
Oh, definitely. Like, it's hard to get you to think like it would drive you to the point that they have gone, but that's
when you're in there now again. His mom, no drive. His mom, it was a medical fluke, no drive whatsoever. But his dad,
yeah, no, that would definitely drive you to revenge.
Yep, or at least maybe not even revenge, but the very least heroics.
Yes.
Yep, I couldn't be more jealous, man. Don't take this the wrong way, but sometimes I wish my parents had been murdered. I totally blame the fact that they're alive for the lack of direction I've always felt. Can I borrow the coat and get some pictures at my grandmother's grave? I know she wasn't murdered or anything, but her an agnia attack was the closest thing I've ever had to a personal tragedy. Sure, just give me another couple of minutes. I want to make sure and try some shots. I want to try some shots of me kneeling down with my head bowed down like a Batman cover. Does this look good? Okay, but this is where it gets a little ridiculous.
That's so ridiculous.
Yep. Dude,
ridiculous.
You look spectacular. I think he's coping. I think this is just his way of coping.
Could be it.
Yeah, for sure.
School ended as uneventful as it began, and I'm not really sure I learned much in the process. Marty turned out to be the secret boy genius and went off to Harvard to study medicine for a million years. But Todd and I weren't really the college type. We thought about doing this landscape gardening course, decided we wanted to make some money, and landed a gig at a new fast food place. We rented ourselves an apartment in Hoboken, which was further away than we wanted to be, but all we could really afford in the meantime. It was awesome having a place of our own, and we worked part-time at the comic store on weekends. You ever notice how many action heroes are called John or Jack? You got John McClane, John Rambo, John Matrix, John Connor, Captain Jack, Jack Reacher, Jack Slater, and Jack Taken. Who's Jack Taken? Jack Taken from Taken, idiot. Liam Neeson's character. Taken's the name of the movie, you asshole. It's called Taken because the Arabs snatched Shannon from Lost. You think after everything I'd been through, I'd want to get as far away from the comic book world as possible. After all, if it hadn't been for my hero fetish, Dad wouldn't have been killed and Kitty wouldn't have been attacked. The only reason I even managed to avoid jail is because Dad told the cops that he was kick-ass. His final parting gift to me. What makes me do it? Why do I still go to work with this green and yellow wetsuit under my clothes? Well, helping other people is obviously an enormous part of it. But if I'm honest with myself, I guess I've messed up Dave Lewinsky so bad, screwed up my real life to such an extent. I kind of need kick-ass more than ever these days. Okay, that makes even more. That's more believable.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more insight. You know, it is kind of showing you what's pushing him. Like, you know, not feeling yourself or not feeling like you can even fix what you've done to your own life.
So far, this is already the best writing of the whole series.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Ready, Boy Wonder? Right behind you, Batman. Okay, everybody, stand back. Give me a little room here. 8-ball in the corner pocket. Of course, it's the 8-ball. Or I will personally kneel down and blow you, Frankie. It ain't over until it's over, my friend. Just take the goddamn shot. Hey, what happened to the lights? A little old to be afraid of the dark, aren't you, punk? Oh, shit. I'm investigating a series of burglaries in the area. You know who I am, and you know what I can do. Just tell me his response, and you get to all go home with your teeth tonight. Jody, would you tell this asshole to get off the table? He's messing up the balls again. Hey, I thought I told you idiots to stop messing with the power supply. I need to reset the register every time you pull that lights out shit. Sorry. Anybody know what he's talking about? Might as well tell him if it means getting rid of him. Sure, I know, man. And it was Todd Wees over on East 136th Street, number 822, apartment 4F. Tell Moscow said hello. What the hell? Fucking dude. Cat owes me money. Gonna laugh my ass off when I see him get arrested by Kermit the Frog here. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Lights, please, ass kisser. Roger that. Shit. Don't panic. They'll be back on in a second. Christ, I really, really hate those kids. What kind of face is that?
That's perfect, though. Like, come on.
Oh no, yeah. Again, this feels more like the movie having that better balance of cynic with a little optimism.
Exactly. Like the art isn't that great for that page, but you know.
But the writing here, it's surprisingly, again, leaps and bounds.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's like
it
points
screams
ahead.
It screams movie influence, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like scriptwriter influence.
Yep. I could have gone in through the door, but I wanted to make sure Tawiz didn't try to fly through the window. That plus rappelling down the side of the building is 50 times more awesome. But I didn't expect to draw such a crowd. Fingers crossed he doesn't hear them yelling and come to the window to see what all the fuss is about. You absolutely sure they said 4F? Totally. It's like Fantastic Four. That's why it's stuck in my head. Okay, now we both need to do this at exactly the same time. If we come at him from two directions, who'll absolutely shit himself, and we wrap this up in seconds. What if I don't take the door down on the first try? Looks pretty solid. You'll be fine. Just make sure you kick exactly where I showed you, and everything will be cool. Now, you ready? On the count of 3. Oh, fuck! Like, wow, you okay, man? I'm fine. Just stay alert. We need to make sure he isn't hiding anywhere. Are you definitely sure we got the right apartment? Dude, who else besides a burglar has 4 Blu-ray players? Now stay cool and get ready to back me up if somebody jumps out. Shit. Is he okay? He's fine. Just wasted. And I'm going to roll him on his front and tie his hand behind his back just to make sure he doesn't choke on his own vomit. What's with the business card? I thought we could leave these behind like Spider-Man used to in the old cartoon. It seems kind of elegant and lets the people know that superheroes were at work. With compliments, you're friendly neighborhood superheroes. You spelled friendly wrong. What?
Come on. Missing an R on the YOU.
Yeah.
You friendly.
The friendly.
Compliments you friendly.
Yep, you No, what's compliment? Yeah, your friend. Yeah. Now, come on. We got to get out of here and let the cops know where to find him. Shit. Back at the base, tensions were really rising. It had been 7 weeks since anyone else had even made an arrest, and I was really pissed off with a new hero called the Juicer. I still say you're making a fuss about nothing here, kick-ass. Oh, come on, dude. This was Hit Girl's private headquarters. You can't keep treating it like your personal apartment. You got DVDs and shit all over the floor, and now you've got your laundry everywhere. Have you moved in full-time? Only till I can get back on my feet again, man. I got myself in a little debt, and living here means I can save some dough again. I'm sorry. I'm not a big shot like Bruce Wayne or whatever. But we can't all be billionaire playboys in real life. Look, nobody's saying you can't stay here for a while, but you need to start having a little more respect for the place. You can't just lie around playing video games all day. Why not? It's not like there's anything else going on. The Bills thing ended as quickly as it started, and none of the other guys even show up for the meetings anymore. We're ready and waiting if anybody needs us, but in the meantime, our plan is to focus on the training side of things for a while. What the fuck are you training for? A pie-eating contest? Hit Girl will lose her mind if she saw how you've abused her father's secret headquarters like this. Lucky for you, she's locked up in solitary right now. What the hell? The Hit Girl car? You've got to be kidding me. Hey, honey, you want to help with the groceries? I got this Avengers box set you wanted so we can all do that Marvel movie marathon if you guys are still up for it. Kick-Ass, this is my girlfriend, Claire. Claire, this is Kick-Ass. I thought you said you didn't have any cash. They're Marvel movies, dude. I put them down as research and took it out of petty cash. Of course, if you're going to be an asshole about it. Okay, that's it. We need to completely reassess where we're going as a team here. You see that sign up there on the wall? Evil prevails when good men do nothing. Justice forever. Yeah. All right. Like, well, you guys are doing nothing, and I'm totally fucking sick of it. We need to do some actual crime fighting again, and this mission needs to be something huge. I'm calling a meeting tomorrow night, and failure to attend it means automatic expulsion. Is that straightforward enough for everyone? Absolutely, Master Cranky. Back at the apartment, I make sure I was making peanut butter sandwiches for my late night patrol, and Todd was busy trying to pick up women on this mature singles dating site he discovered. He's been pushing me to come on some freaky double date, but I told him I found it weirdly exploitative. What's the problem with 2 consenting adults, Dave? We're getting nowhere with chicks our own age. Or ramp things up a couple of decades, and we're Tony freaking Stark. I don't know. Targeting people based on age just feels creepy. It's like pedophiles or something. Dude, how can we be pedophiles? Half these women are in their 50s. I mean, we're the children, asshole. I just feel superheroes have to play it straight and have their lives to go a high moral standard. So first you won't fuck groupies, and now you won't fuck MILF. I hate to point out, dude, but you're getting a little weird. What time you home tonight? Around 3, I guess. I'm just going to walk around for a couple hours and make sure everyone's okay. Just be careful, Peter Parker. Always am, Aunt May. Did I leave that iron on upstairs? Fuck the iron, bitch. Uh-oh.
Let's go.
So how was that for the first issue?
The writing was so much better. So much
really
better.
Was.
Like the art is okay, but the writing definitely stands out a lot more.
Definitely.
It's better, but it's also, obviously influenced by the movie and
big time.
Different, like it's better, but also not.
It feels like we've entered a different timeline with this.
It's like so much more exposition than action in this one.
Oh, that too. Well, that too. But I think this was Mark Waid trying to readjust the character. Not Mark Waid, Mark Millar. Two different Marks. Mark Millar was trying to readjust the characters, I think.
Probably.
I can see that.
Okay. What have you idiots done here? What are you talking about? Don't play innocent with me, buddy. What have you done? Was this a mugging, a robbery? It's a mugging, asshole. What does it look like? So where's the victim? This guy for real? You're the victim, dumbass. You think a superhero can't get robbed? We want your phone, your boots, and any cash you're carrying. What? Look at his face, dude. Little bitch is stunned. Says you. Ooh. Don't matter how many push-ups you do, Spidey. Nobody likes a kick in the balls. Now strap him clean and get the fuck out of here. I ought to make you suck my fat cock for that, bitch. What the hell? Go. We're done here anyways. Hey, are you okay? Are you hurt badly? I'm sorry. I should have dropped my left like that. How could I have been so stupid? What are you apologizing for? And what are you apologizing for? You've nothing to be sorry about. I'm a nurse up at the hospital. Do you need me to take you to the emergency room? No, I'm fine. Honestly, I got hit by a car a couple of years back and can hardly feel anything down this side anyway. Can I at least give you a ride somewhere? You can't walk home like this. Shit, they got my dad's watch. Oh man, how did they do this so fast? Look, get in the car and let me take you home. My shift just finished and I'm heading home anyway. Are you sure this isn't putting you out? Not at all. Besides, it's the least I can do when you're out there keeping the streets so safe. Very funny. Does this kind of thing happen very often? No, not anymore. I'm actually getting pretty good since I've upped my training every morning. I was taught to go for the alpha male in the group because it puts the rest of on the defensive. I don't know what happened back there. I guess I'm just tired. Are you guys still doing that whole team thing you did last year? Oh yeah, we've been laying low for a few months, but we're playing something huge this weekend, believe it or not. We're actually kind of spoiled for choice with the mob making this big resurgence and half the cops being on the take right now. I heard a rumor you've been patrolling the area. Are you living in Jersey now? I'm sorry, but I don't really think I should answer that question. What do you mean? Well, I don't mean to be a dick, but I have to protect my secret identity. A lot of bad stuff went down last year, and I have to be very careful now. In fact, if you could just drop me off over here on the corner, that'd be perfect. What are you talking about? I thought you said you were another mile up the road. Yeah, but it's a nice night, and I don't mind walking the rest of the way. It's only around 10 minutes. Okay, Captain Paranoia, whatever you feel comfortable with. Listen, I know the circumstances were hardly ideal, but I have to say it was a pleasure to meet my my first real-life superhero. My name's Valley, by the way. Kick-ass. I know. Look after yourself, kick-ass. You too, Valerie. You know, the hardest thing about being the mother of a superhero, the unpredictability, not knowing what your day might involve when you open your eyes in the morning. At least with Johnny, it was only whispers. With Chris, people are never scared to look me straight in the eye. Hey, Angie. Hi there. You don't recognize me, do you? Well, of course I do. I just haven't got my glasses on. No, you don't, or you wouldn't have stopped. You see, my brother was one of the people your son murdered last year when he and his friends shot up our neighborhood. Now my sister-in-law doesn't have a husband, and my two little nephews don't have a father, all because you shut out the Antichrist. Think about that, you fucking whore. Come on, honey, don't waste your time. I'm sorry. I've never even met those people. I've had 3. Now, this is why it hurt so much they killed off the mother in the movie. Right. Because this here really makes it hurt.
Right. It does make you think about it more, the aftermath of everything.
Yep. I've had 3 different homes and 3 different jobs since Chris went to prison, but there's always someone at a gas station or standing in a supermarket line who remembers my face from all the newspapers. My therapist said I need to move further out. I've looked at a property in Miami and San Diego. I've got this little fancy about a house in Vermont, surrounded by trees and no one for miles. But I can't go yet. Not while Chris is still here. It's my duty as a mother to take care of my responsibilities. Good afternoon, Angela. Rocco, I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys were visiting today. I can come back later if you're talking to Chris. Not at all. We're the ones intruding on a mother's time with her son. I just wanted to give the boy this good news in person. He'll be out of here in less than a week, Angie. I still can't quite believe it, but the Don here took care of everything. What? How's that even possible? Chris killed dozens of people. They were witnesses. All they saw was a boy in a mask. One of our soldiers takes the blame, and they've got nothing to hang on Chris at all. In fact, our attorneys say we might even have a record-breaking lawsuit for 6 months of wrongful imprisonment. Oh my God, can you do that? I'm Rocco Genovese, my dear. I can do anything, especially with my little police captain and his friends on my side. When did you make captain, Vic? Day before yesterday. The commissioner said I deserved something, especially for the hit girl arrest, and I wasn't going to say no to some extra money. I have to say, I'm very impressed with your security in this place, Gigante. And what's this fine young specimen's name? That's Officer Gary Higarty, sir. He's got a wife and 2 kids at home, so I'm not really sure he's going to be very interested. Well, if he's got a wife and 2 kids at home, I think he should be very interested. Have him come to mine for dinner this evening and tell him to wear the uniform. It adds a little spice. Yes, sir. Now, this city of ours can't run by itself, so I suppose I better get back to business. Ciao for now, my little bambinos. See you tonight, Officer Higarty. So, in other words, we're seeing the top dog.
Yeah.
And he's the Don. He's the big man.
Being gross. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he thinks he can get away with all. Oh, sweet Jesus. Why didn't you tell me your Uncle Rocco was coming to visit you today? I didn't fucking know. Believe me, I was just as scared as you were. And what's all this bullshit about getting me out of jail? Have you seen what they're saying on Twitter? I'll get murdered the second I step out the door. Why does nothing ever go easy for me, Mom? Why is my life always so horrible and complicated? Now this makes 0 sense, how he just switched.
Yeah.
This is where it feels like where his actor, it's now reworked to be more like the movie version, and it doesn't fit.
Yeah. Right. It kind of seems like they're trying to make him relatable at the
or at least
very
redeemable.
End. Right. At the very end.
On and on he whines, telling me how hard things are for him, how none of this was part of his plan. You think this was my plan? You think I grew you for 9 months and fed you my milk just to figure out and watch you become a figure of public hate? Your father, you're only killed for business. You kill people for fun. I can't leave New York until I fulfill my responsibilities and put you in the ground where you belong. Jeez!
Jesus.
But again, given how he acts, now, the sad thing is, if this was an act, it'd be more believable. Unfortunately, this is meant to be sincere.
Right.
But his mother knows what monster he is. I don't blame her.
No, not at all.
Wow, that girl from the other night just tweeted me again and asked me to lunch tomorrow. What's going on, Todd? I don't know, but I'm suspicious. Maybe she's a villain trying to lay a trap, or it's like Carrie, and she's going to pull some huge humiliation thing. That's what I was thinking too. But am I just being paranoid? Is it possible she just likes me? No, you're right to be paranoid. You're not the kind of and we're not the kind of guys and women target, dude. This has to be something sinister going on here. Hey boys, let's chat. More burgers. You excited about the gang getting back together later? Oh, hell yeah. The big meeting. What did you say this guy's name was? Rocco Genovese, the eldest of the 3 brothers who inherited New York from their father in '89. Rocco was the guy with the biggest rep and by far the most feared of the other goons in the old days. So how come we never heard of him? Because Rocco got a raise from the history books and shipped back to Sicily where he works behind the scenes. He had a taste for young blonde men like the cop.
Yeah.
The mob has never been the most liberal of organizations. So why bring him back now? Because Rocco also happens to be the most ruthless motherfucker in New York history. And since Hit Girls slaughtered their local captains, they're seriously short of leaders. His name back in Sicily was the Iceman because anyone who even disappointed him got an ice pick through the skull. He flew to New York just under 2 weeks ago, and word is he's planning to build a super mob encompassing every criminal gang on the entire East Coast. And this is the guy you want us to intimidate? Why not? We have to let them know that Hit Girl in prison doesn't mean that they should be any less afraid. Can I just point out that I'm not going to murder anyone? No disrespect to the bitch of all bitches, but I didn't make this suit to go Dexter on some mobsters. Me neither. I'm talking Batman rules for this gig. In fact, that big scene from Batman Year One is exactly how I want to play this. You remember that moment where all the crooks are having a banquet and Batman blows a hole in the wall and hits them with that spooky speech? Well, I was thinking we could target Chris Genevieve's get out of jail party this weekend and literally use that scene on the Iceman and his goons. Think about it. The wall explodes as the floodlights go up, and we walk in there on a carpet of dry ice. Ladies and gentlemen, you've eaten well. You feast on New York's wealth and spirit, but your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you are safe. Wow, that's like a dream come true. That's exactly the kind of shit I've been desperate to do. Have we got all the dry ice and stuff laying around the base? Hell yeah. Hit Girl and Big Daddy spent a fortune on their crime-fighting equipment. And we've got things in here you wouldn't believe, Insect Man. Of course, we could also try something less suicidal, like tackling some online trolls I've been keen on and keeping an eye on. There's hundreds of them out there saying cruel things to celebrities. I thought we should maybe start reporting them to the relevant social network authorities. What? Well, I hate to point this out, but we're still technically banned from wearing these masks in public, kick-ass. I know the cops have been relaxed about it, but they could arrest us at any moment. So let's get arrested in doing the right thing, man. Anybody here want to fight the internet trolls over my Batman Year One plan? I think the silence speaks volumes, Jutzer. You know, Hitler used cheap populism to control the feeble-minded. So maybe I'm a kind of awesome Hitler. Either way, we're raiding that party on Saturday night, and you know where the door is if you really object. Oh, I'm not going anywhere, kick-ass. I'm very comfortable where I am, thank you. This guy was never a hero.
No, he's a scumbag. He's just
a grifter.
He's a grifter, but he's also a double spy. He's a double agent.
Nah, he's just a slacker. God bless you, Johnny Genovese. Thank you for teaching me that you can smuggle a gun anywhere as long as you're willing to pay. What's that you're watching? It's the old X-Men animated show from years ago. I used to love this as a kid. They're doing an offer on iTunes, so I downloaded the entire series. I thought supervillains weren't supposed to like superheroes. Well, I wasn't always a supervillain. I actually used to have a Wolverine costume I wore all the time. I only ever took it off so the maid could wash it, and even then, I'd just stand there waiting till she gave it back. I never planned any of this, man. When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was be a superhero. I don't know how I ended up Dr. Goddamn Doom. Again! Makes no sense!
All right. It's like, you know exactly how you ended up here, dude.
Yep, they're clearly trying to... They're clearly writing him more like Christopher Mintz-Plaze.
Yeah, you want to freaking retcon the character at the very end like that.
Well, it's not even so much a retcon so much as a reveal, but it's a reveal that makes no sense. Because remember, retcon is adding something that already existed, but we didn't know any of this stuff. But it's stuff that just doesn't make sense.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Mrs. Genovese, Pedro, you know, my brother and I used to be superheroes. We actually formed a team a while back. But before that, we used to work as leg breakers for the mob. We did a few jobs for your father back in the day. Remember Sal Bertrolli? Of course you might remember him better as the Colonel. Oh, crap, it's the brother. Oh, shit. Don't bother reaching for the call button, Chris. I already disconnected it. Don't bother struggling either. You haven't got a chance with those weak little arms. I used to do this all the time back in the... Okay, I do like others biting him in the butt.
Definitely.
In the old days, I was very, very good at it. I'm closing off your airways till your heart explodes, kid. It shouldn't take more than a couple minutes. I hope you really are sorry for Sal and that girl and all those people, poor people you hurt. Maybe then the Lord will have mercy on your eternal soul. Mrs. Genovese, Ivan, I gotta say, you're quite a low wriggler. You're really holding on. What the hell?
Why? Why would you save him if you were going there to kill him?
It's the mother instinct. Give her 60 seconds, and that's what she paid for. Give her a minute to turn that gun on herself. That was her plan originally, but Mom, what the fuck? Again, her mother instinct just kicked in.
That's ridiculous, though.
Oh, look at that next cover.
That's crazy. She's gonna be running the yard.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And Mindy, my name is Dr. Alex White, and I've been assigned by the authorities to supervise your rehabilitation. I know your two previous psychiatrists have resigned, citing stress and ill health, and you've been moved down here to the bowels of the prison for the safety of the other inmates. Those riots you incited were very unfortunate, but I'm optimistic we can work together and make some real progress. I'm not going to lie and pretend we'll have you back on the streets, but there's no good reason that the years you're in here can't be more comfortable. I'd like you to see your mom again soon, and maybe even replace that cell neighbor who met such an unexpected demise. I'd also like to get to this bottom of these sleep problems you've been having and find out why you've been waking up in tears every morning. Does that sound like something you'd like to explore, or should we keep things nice and light at this early stage? How the hell did you get my cigarettes? And there's a prisoner in the East Wing, goes by the name of Schuts. I understand he's been dealing heroin to some of the other inmates when I explicitly forbade all forms of drug abuse in my prison. Your prison? Tell him he's new, and that buys him one warning. But he makes another sale, I'm going to slice his junk off. I run a nice, clean joint since taking over the gangs. Drug abuse, like molestation, is now a capital offense. You run the gangs from in here? Don't be fooled by the cage talk. I come and go as I please in this place and dish out punishment anytime I like. Even when with the security cameras up there. Now be a good boy and tell Mr. Schutz he needs to keep his fucking nose clean. I need to fully embrace her awesomeness.
All right.
More so, I mean.
What it would be, though. It's like she's a child. You're not going to keep her anywhere.
Yep. I have to admit, I was a little surprised when I saw the costume kick-ass. You always wear the mask on dates? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you, Valerie. I'm just a little paranoid until I get to know people. Relax, I'm only teasing. It's actually kind of cool. But it must be really scary sometimes going out every night and getting into all these fights. Doesn't it ever freak you out? Sometimes, but like the sense of purpose it gives me. Being a superhero means I get to help people. That's something we can really do much in life. I'm not sure I agree with that. We help people every day at the hospital, but I don't have the qualification you need for a nursing job. What about volunteer work? Couldn't you help out at a soup kitchen or maybe man the phone at the Samaritans? Possibly. But when I have to do that in my secret identity, I know this might come as something of a shock, but I'm actually kind of lame in real life. I find that very hard to believe. Why? Because if you were lame in real life, you wouldn't dress up and help people in your spare time. Wow, that's a really nice way of looking at all this. I hadn't thought about it like that. Shit, it's almost 9. We're supposed to be doing a raid at 10, and I told the guys we do a rehearsal first. Can you believe we've almost been sitting here for almost 3 hours? Seriously? So you're good for Thursday night? The Harryhausen double bill? Just try stopping me. I still can't believe I finally met someone who really knows their ass from their Argonauts. I've really had an awesome time tonight, Valerie. It's been amazing seeing you again. And there's just one quick thing I wanted to say before I go. My real name's Dave. Don't tell anyone. See you Thursday. Well, that's progress. I told you I cut it off if he didn't behave. You didn't murder Bill Schutz. The camera's been on you the whole time, and you haven't even left your cell, Mindy. You mean you didn't hear? Superheroes can face through concrete, Dr. White. No, you're just very good at using your reputation to create a climate of fear and making the other prisoners do what you want. Is that whiskey you're drinking? Jack Daniels, just a little gift from the boys to go with this week's comic books and the new Hello Kitty cards they smuggled in for me. Hello Kitty cards? We all have our butt vices, bitch. Once again, she's the best part of all this.
Oh yeah, she definitely is, though.
I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with my 13-year-old patient working her way through half a bottle of hard liquor while we talk. Oh, that doesn't matter. I only plan to be here till the weekend anyway. Hey, Bambino, come here and give your old pals a kiss, huh? And don't say we don't look after our boys, kid. The Don here must have spent 20 G's on this shindig. Like, you served your time like a man, Christopher. Your father will be very proud. I still can't believe you pulled this off, Uncle Rocco. Oh, you're a blue blood, Chris. We need to look after our own. Now, I trust these youthful indiscretions are behind you because I have grand plans for you in the months ahead. Your father knew you were weak. He tried to protect you, but I would rather make you strong and keep the money where the blood is. I've also been saving that psychopathic little bitch for you, but we can talk about all that later. Tonight, it should be a feast of whores and celebration. I know you're soft like Johnny and Ralph and prefer to have sex with females, so I hired you a little selection. When I've toughened you up, you might be man enough for males, but in the meantime, I want you to enjoy your gentle vanilla sex. Thanks, Uncle Rocco. Oh, and we bought you a new cell phone with GPS and everything, and we need to keep tabs on you, kid. It's one of those fancy waterproof ones you've seen on TV. You can run it under a tap and everything. And everything. Why don't you take pictures of those hookers sucking your cock and send them to your friends? That'd be pretty funny, huh? Yeah, I guess. Don't worry, Captain. We'll take good care of him. Poor kid. Imagine your own mother trying to kill you like that. What does that do to a young guy's head? I'll make sure he gets over it. We'll need all the loyal soldiers we can get for my big amalgamation of the East Coast gangs. There's nothing more dangerous than an old man in a hurry. I've got a lot of lost time to make up for here, Captain. Oh, dude, this is so exciting. How did you say these bombs worked again? They're like tiny little landmines and all carrying a radio charge I could blow from a central detonator, Todd. You just stick them on wherever you like and blow them up simultaneously with a single remote button. Where did Hit Girl find this cool stuff? I don't know, but she and her dad were collecting it for years. It's like a treasure trove in Safe House C. And I've got a feeling we've only seen half the stuff. Thanks again for coming down from Harvard. By the way, we've really missed you on these things, Marty. Dude, I wouldn't miss this for the world. That scene in Batman Year One is like my all-time favorite. You memorize what you're saying when you blow up their wall? Totally. I've got it all written down in case I get nervous and dry up. I remember that happening once at a school debate, and I've never been more embarrassed. I see Juicer hasn't shown up again. Fuck him. Guy's a liability. You sure you're okay seeing the motherfucker again? After everything that went down, I mean? Someone needs to show these guys they're not above the law. We need to make them realize that that they're all going to prison. Damn straight. Excuse me, would anyone like to make a donation to the Brooklyn Heights Dog Home campaign? What? I'm sorry. I know you're probably busy, but we're collecting cash to keep it open, and we're trying to raise $1 million. It's been our policy to never put a healthy dog to sleep, and we're in serious danger of closing by the end of this year if we don't meet our target amount. Dude, we're in the middle of a really important mission here. No, it's cool. First rule of being a superhero, Todd, never ignore a cry for help. I've got $3 or $4 on me here, and you're very welcome to it. Have the rest of if you have any spare change. Fucking Rocco and his smoking outside rule. I thought the point of being a gangster is we aren't averse to breaking the law. It's not a legal thing, you idiot. It's the smoke alarm. He's just worried we'll set off the sprinklers. What the hell? Oh, run! Oh, you're not going anywhere, kid. Marty, get out of here. I'll hold them off. Change the plan to Brainiac's girlfriend. Which one was that again? Just pick me up in the fucking truck, man. Look out.
Oh, my God.
Hey, he's doing a lot better.
Yeah, he is, but they still botch everything every time.
Well, this one was just bad timing more than just,
Right. He did do better, though.
Yep. Wow, I'm impressed. That was almost like a real superhero. Do bullets bounce off that chest of yours too? Oh shit! What the hell were you doing out here anyway? Were you trying to scare little Chris or something? Because he doesn't do that spandex shit no more. He's back in the family business again. Now tell me one thing, I'm stopping us from blowing your fucking brains out. The detonator, of course. What? This isn't amateur hour anymore. Beachy Kizo, out of the way, please. I can't stop. Are you crazy? You can't fire a gun in the middle of the street. Just get after him. Cut him off. Not a chance. Now sit tight, man. We're 1 minute away from heading straight towards you. You better be, because I can't hold on much longer. Shit! He's down. He's down. He's on the road. Would you please hurry up? Go flat now. How the hell do I get into this shit? What the hell? Where the fuck did he go? McCready and daughter. How long did you practice that little trick? 241 times. Now let's get the hell out of here. Of course, because that was Hit Girl's truck.
Right. That's too funny. There's a little cage to grab onto. So much better. It is, though. You got a little cage to grab onto and everything.
The real life Civil War. What the hell? Hey, I know you. You're the guy who gave me beer money that time. Shh. Relax, man. My lips are sealed. Have a nice ride. Thank you. Would somebody care to offer an explanation? Looks to me like they tried to blow a hole in the wall. Has everyone been killed? No, but the guys are pretty shaken up, and a couple of them need to go to the hospital. Jimmy really banged his head when the blast went off. I think he may have a concussion. I thought you said that the costume thing had been taken care of, Gigante. I thought those clones had all been banned. They have been banned, but we've been very relaxed since Hit Girl got captured. She's the only one who was really ever any trouble. Like, I don't know if maybe Chris getting out of prison has stirred things up, but I'm on it, Godfather. The boys and I will take care of all this. Oh, I know you will. Now, who was in charge of security tonight? Jimmy, believe it or not. Okay, get him down to the meatpacking house and tell all the freeloaders the party's over. I'm not paying for any more free drinks. Anything we can do, sir? Yes, you can get the hell out of my sight. Why do I even pay you people? Okay, you've got 60 seconds to impress the juicer and explain why I want you on my superhero team, friend. Just don't screw it up, because I'm a busy man and I'll only be listening till the sand stops. Okay. And well, my name is Skybird. This wingsuit I've been developing, it's kind of like the one you saw at the end of Transformers 3. Only different is that this model has a lightweight engine that allows me to take off from a standing position too. Wait a second, this suit lets you fly? Well, not at the moment. The engine components are really expensive, and I've been assembling it as a labor of love. But in 6 months, I'm sorry, but a Birdman that can't fly is an Olympic athlete with stage 4 AIDS. Next applicant, please. Wait a minute. I'm not just some nut in a costume. I'm a qualified aeronautics engineer. So reapply in 6 months, Mr. Qualification. We don't have room for any deadweight on this team. I don't know why you're in such a bad mood, Kick-Ass. You were awesome back there. That stunt with the truck was like something out of Indiana Jones. You don't understand, Moonbird. The big thing was to blow a hole in that wall and deliver that amazing speech. Now they're never going to fear me. No idea how much I've been building myself up for all this. I couldn't be more disappointed. Wait, what the hell's going on here? Auditions, dude. What's it look like? Auditions for what? The future of the team, Kick-Ass. There might be a banned superhero activity, but there's no shortage of talent out there. I've got one or two new guys. I'm definitely signing up, and I'm very excited about working with them. Who the fuck said we were holding auditions? Oh, I'm sorry, Prince and Assad. I didn't realize we were living in some weird parallel reality where you were a dictator. You were supposed to be at the raid tonight, man, not showing up to put other people in danger. Well, to be honest, I'm not really interested in indulging your little fanboy fantasies, Dr. Gravity. I've got my own ideas about fighting crime, and it doesn't involve acting out favorite scenes from 25-year-old comic books. Oh, my God. What have you done to the wall? And this? Oh, that's just a mural Claire and I have been working on to brighten up the place up a little. We thought it would be good for morale if we had a picture of the whole team in the classic hero poses. I noticed I'm missing from the lineup. Really? I hadn't noticed. But I'm sure we can squeeze you in the back once we lay out our hands on more green paint. Okay, fuck this. I've absolutely had enough of your bullshit, and I want you out of the team right now. Seriously, you got until tomorrow to get your crap out of here, or I'm throwing it out on the street. Is this a joke? No joke, Juicer. You've been leeching off of us for 6 months and basically done nothing except move your girlfriend to a really nice apartment. The guys and I have had enough of you, man. Why should we bust our asses and pay our own way when you're just lying around and living here rent-free? I'm not even sure what your power's supposed to be. Does that backpack even work? Oh, sure it works. And like all I have to do is switch it on and 240 volts run through my glove. You want a little taste? Dude, don't embarrass yourself. Just get the hell out and stop taking advantage of us. Hey, what's going on, Tony? Are we getting kicked out? Yes, Claire, we're getting kicked out. I don't want to be an asshole, but we didn't start this thing so you could watch Game of Thrones all day. We should have done this weeks ago. I want you out of here by tomorrow and this place looking like a headquarters again. Dude, you kick out Tony and Claire, you gotta lose me too. Fine, I don't think I've ever seen you do anything anyway. Oh man, this is a nightmare. This is Justice Forever Civil War. Oh, it's worse than Civil War. Ass kicker, your friend here just created his own Magneto. Did you just actually say that out loud? Melodramatic much? Not cool, Dave. What? Oh, come on, the guy was a total leech. The 3 golden rules of being a superhero. Always keep your costume clean, tell nobody's secret identity, and never ignore a cry for help. The bomb blast wrecked that shit out of my uniform, so I did what I could to throw it back up while listening to Todd have sex with his latest online date through the walls. To make things worse, it was Mrs. Zane, our old biology teacher, newly divorced and rediscovering her sexuality by getting freaky with guys less than half her age. I heard their headboard banging morning, noon, and night, but I keep myself distracted by getting ripped for all the major missions I still had coming up. Hit Girl still needed to be sprung from jail. Rocco Genovese still had half the city's cops in his pocket, and the motherfucker was making a mockery of the justice system when we all knew he should have been paying for the murder of my beloved dad. Worse still, the atmosphere with the team has gotten seriously frosty since the bust up with the juicer. Half the team had left and even blocked me on Twitter. They said I'd handle the whole thing really badly, but I wasn't going to let him take advantage of us again. I tried to chill out on the CBR forums, talking comics with a few old pals, but even they were really annoying me now. I got into a fight with a guy about the DC Villains Month and a Canadian who felt his country had been underrepresented in mainstream comics. What? There's plenty of Canadian characters.
Plenty of Canadian
Alpha
characters.
Flight. Does he know that Canada has 35 million people? Even England's got twice as big a population. And what the hell are they talking about? Alpha Flight's Canadian, so it's fucking Wolverine.
I was just going to say
the goddamn injuries to you pedantic fuck. Hope Valerie's still on for the Harryhausen movie. Wow, I like your cat collection. To be honest, only 2 of them are mine, but I leave the window open all day, and word seems to get around about the trainee cat lady. I take it all the fantasy busts are yours? Yeah, my guilty secret. I started out reading Harry Potter and then graduated into anything with elves and vampires. You know, all those big global franchises the internet hates because it makes female writers rich. I really hadn't thought about it like that. Don't get me started. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. You should have seen the stuff I got at my dad's. He's still living at our place in Ohio, but I don't really see much of him since Dad and his mom died and he remarried. I'm sorry. Oh, don't be. Dad and I get on fine. It's just Major was Mom's best friend, and it feels kind of weird when I'm over there now. You can ask about the hearing aid, by the way. I'm not going to be offended. What? I know it keeps distracting you. It's okay. I had polio when I was 12, and it left me deaf in my right ear. If you think this one's bad, you should see the gigantic thing I used to have in high school. My nickname was the Borg. The Borg? I know, it's actually pretty funny. You want to touch it? Sure. Wait, let me take these off. Oh, Dave, slow down. Hey, slow down. It's not a porno. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. No, it's fine. I just mean there's no need to rush. We've got all night. Right. Oh, the coffee is. Hey, he's got a good girl now.
All right.
This is just depressing, Uncle Rocco. And do I need to keep hitting poor Jimmy like this? Jimmy was in charge of security. It needs to be taught a lesson, Christopher. Our captains must realize that negligence will not be tolerated. You think they'll have a lapse like this again? Now, one more punch and you're done for tonight. You need to get your hands dirty if you're serious about joining the family business. I'm sorry, Jimmy. It's you or me, man. Ugh. Now the next few months are going to see big changes, but the reward will be gargantuan if we all keep our focus. I want a radical rethink of the way we do business and a massive expansion into the territories of our inferiors. The Russians, Colombians, and all these other gangs are only interested in making money. As long as they get richer, they'll accept us as their master. We've got cops on the books, so why not other gangs? We could run this coast like a mega corporation with Sicilians sitting at the very top. What's with the ice pick, Uncle Rocco? My signature weapon, solid gold. You see the notches down the side? My 98 kills so far. Hit Girl's gonna be number 100.
Oh, damn. He's ready.
Jesus, how did they take her down? Dogs caught up with her, but not before she punched out three of them, hospitalized 11 guards, and completely totaled the entire south wing. Luckily, we actually got those 2 slugs in her side. Guess that drop from the floor and from the roof was higher than she thought, huh? At least her fan club seems to be enjoying the show. Just get her back to solitary. Keep those guns on her at all times, even with the restraints. Atta girl, Mindy. You show these fucks better luck next time you make a break for it, you crazy bitch. Don't you dare cheer for me, you degenerate scum. The next man who claps gets his throat ripped out, understand? Better. Mindy, why would you do this? You just broke the legs of 2 guards and burned a man's face with pepper spray. I thought there was some morality to your action, but this is an act of outright brutality. Up yours! Was this because you were feeling trapped? I know you're hurting, but I'm only able to help if you let me do my job. Up yours! Are you angry with yourself for getting your stepfather busted down to records and research? Would it help me if we brought your mother in to visit? You bring my mother in here and I'll gouge your eyes out, and skull fuck you, asshole! Okay, well, that seemed to have struck a nerve. He's out of control, Vic. This ain't like the old days when one of the brothers would slip us $1,000 for looking the other way. This is exactly the kind of lunatic behavior that got him shipped off to Sicily in the first place. I'm more worried about this grand plan to merge all the gangs. They'll go for it if he makes them enough dough. But do we really want this man running Maine to Florida? He wants to be Caesar, but he's fucking Caligula. Tonight it was Jimmy, but tomorrow it could be any of us. I couldn't agree more, boys. That's why we're getting out of this. What? That ain't the kind of gig you resign from, Vic. No, I mean get away from New York altogether. Start a new life, somewhere cheaper and sunnier. But before we go, I want to take this guy for everything he's got and make sure we're living comfortable in our old age. We've got the gun and we've got the skills. We know every fucking movement these mafia goons are making. Why the hell not? You mean rip off Rocco Genovese? It's not that I'm against the big barrel money pick. I want out of this as much as you do. But we're not exactly unknown quantities. How do cops become robbers? Doing what every other prick in the city seems to be doing right now. We wear costumes. You know, I gotta say, I like him as a villain because he's actually the smart one.
Right. He actually makes sense.
And again, is he pure evil? No. Opportunistic? Yes.
Right.
But,
yeah,
I mean,
whatever suits the need, though.
Yep, he was nice to Chris before. And, you know, again, he's the one who stopped Hit Girl and everything. Right. It's like, this guy's an opportunistic ass. But
definitely.
Is he as bad as the Genovese? No.
No, not even close. Like, he definitely...
He's scum. He's scum. But he's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. At least he's entertaining, and he figures out the best way to go forward without it being a problem.
He's very genre savvy.
Yeah, right, though. He knows how to swatch it up.
Yeah. Look at that cover.
I like that. That's nice.
I like you pointing the gun right at him.
Right
at his groin.
Right at his groin. Hit Girl shot first.
You have to watch it. This is genuinely one of the coolest things I've ever seen. How did this end up online? I don't know. One of the Skull and Bone gang must have filmed it, I guess. Turn the sound up. Seriously, you need to hear what they're saying. The big guy at the front is such a total badass. Last time, I'm serious. Stop whining and up answer the goddamn door. Oh, that's the cover! The first issue of Kick-Ass 1!
Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
Okay, that's a good homage.
Right.
What the fuck? What the fuck? We the fuck. Shit. Oh, dude, you think we didn't see you hiding behind the chair? Now, how much money you got in those bags? How much have you scumbags collected this evening? 60 grand, man. But I don't understand. Why didn't you shoot me like you shot all the others? To save us the counting and save us from counting the cash, of course. Shit. Yeah, keep watching. Now, this is a message for all the other bottom feeders out there in the drug trade. We're taking every cent you've ever made and giving it back to the communities you destroyed. We're the 21st century Robinsons, and we're calling time on you parasites. Oh, and there's something else we want to say while we got your attention. What the hell? End global warming now! Okay, now that is very cool. Stealing from drug dealers and spreading a strong environmental message at the same time. No wonder the media loves these guys. What does he mean by Robin? I've only seen the Russell Crowe version, and I was playing Angry Birds at the same time, robbing the bad guys and giving it to the poor, like Omar in The Wire. Exactly the kind of socially conscious heroes we should be teaming up with. But why would they want to team up with us? They're in the papers every day, and half our guys walked out last week. Maybe we need to do something to raise our profile. Get a lesbian on the team or a hero in the wheelchair. Or maybe we should do what we're supposed to do and just bust the head of some bad guys again. I printed up all these tweets from people contacting us on the internet. I like the way Kick-Ass treated that like the bat signal. Anyone who needs help can get in touch instantly. You really think he's coming tonight, Ass Kicker? That's 3 meetings in a row he's missed out since that showdown with the juicer. He'll be here, Moonbird. He's just had some solo missions he's been working on lately. His bus gets in around 9, I think. He said he definitely wouldn't miss this. To be fair, the bus did get around 9. I just wasn't on it. Oh, okay, I'm not reading that part. And the big thing nobody ever tells you about dating is that you hardly go on any dates at all in the first few months. Partly because you never have any money, but the other thing is you're too busy having sex. MIllar and I spent weeks on end doing all these things I'd only seen online. Even when we were apart, I'd sit up late Googling sex tips to get better. What little cash I had went to condoms and lube. We spent entire weekends in her cramped single bed, only getting up to grab some food or to text a friend and cancel plans. The guys were calling me the invisible man, and even at work, I always had one eye on our constant flow of text. We just never stopped thinking about each other. I even stopped masturbating about anyone else. I bored all my friends with endless chat about exactly how awesome she was, and never let them talk at all. If she was late coming home, I'd be panicked and checking traffic reports. If she didn't reply to an email, I'd be constantly hitting refresh. In short, I kind of lost my mind. But for the first time in a long time I can remember, I was genuinely happy. Are you okay? God, yeah. I just need something fizzy, a Coke or something. That's 7 times. I didn't think that was even possible. It's possible if you're with the right person. You know, you really should give Todd a call. You told him you'd be there at 9. I feel bad you're missing another meeting. I don't want to call him. He'll just give me a hard time. I'd rather stay here and just hang out with you. Well, I'd rather you stayed here too, but I don't want him thinking I'm one of these crazy girlfriends who wanted to see her friends. But it's me that wants to stay. All that superhero stuff just seems insane to me now. I really think I've lost my urge to punch people all the time. Maybe it was all just sexual oppression, and your energy is getting used elsewhere these days. Ha! I actually wonder if it was maybe just grief. What do you mean? Well, the fact that I got so into superheroes after Mom died, the tougher life got, the more obsessed I became. Maybe now I just enjoy being me, and I don't feel the need to escape like I used to. I hate the idea of you not being happy. I'm happy now. The relationship between a best pal and a new girlfriend is always an easy one. Nobody likes the idea that they've suddenly been demoted. Come on, man, would you stop sulking? The Tuesday night shelf stack is our favorite part of the week. I'm not sulking. I'm just concentrating on counting all those novas. Look, I'm really sorry I missed the meeting, but Valerie and I were in bed, Todd. I didn't want to seem insensitive. Dude, maybe you should start being a little more sensitive to your friends. She's turning you into a different person. It's like she's a mole sent here by a supervillain or a shape-shifting squirrel trying to split up the team. What? Just be honest with me, man. Are you giving all this up? Are you planning to be like everybody else now and choose to have a boring, normal life? Hell no. I'm still going to break Hitler out of jail and avenge my dad and bust all those crooked cops. I just worry something that I caused, and sometimes I cause these problems. I mean, did wishing I was Batman so much bring all this stuff here too? Dave, you can't blame yourself for this crazy escalation in violence. Yeah, Batman kind of lured all the freaks to Gotham, but look how many times he saved that fucking city. You just need to do what Bruce Wayne does and channel all that guilt and negative energy into cool shit and the Batmobile and Batarangs. Maybe. Now, we're having a meeting on Sunday, and I know the guys would lose their mind if you came along and chaired it. I'll do my best, man. You promise? Scott's honor. Thanks. The truth is, I really sincerely wanted to be there. I just got delayed. I didn't even look at the clock until 3 hours later. And worst thing was, Todd never even called. Like he knew I was going to let him down. And I couldn't help myself. I loved hanging out with this girl and her normal friends and all the normal things I was doing for the first time ever. She even made me feel like I did in the costume. I walked taller, talked deeper, and found myself being a nicer person. $1 for the dog's home, dude. Take $5. Todd was really angry with me, but Barty knew exactly where I was coming from. Man, you just need to realize our lives are in a different place from Todd's. We're not being selfish, thinking about our future. We're just growing up. Funny thing was, he was right. I did feel different. Kick-Ass always helped me wash away all those childish insecurities. It was like Clark Kent and Superman were finally the same person. I felt older, cooler, completely and utterly capable. Excuse me, I'm bumping against the back of my seat. Sorry, man, it was an accident. Ow! Shit, sorry, dude. That was an accident, too. Jordy, you're such an asshole. Just ignore them. They'll settle down when the trailers are done. If they talk to the movie, then we get the manager. Ow! Hey, keep it down, you deaf bitch. We're trying to watch the goddamn movie. All right, that's enough. Dave, don't. We could just move seats. Let him go, bitch. Same thing happened during the Princess Diana movie. We had the manager down on the ground with his shirt over his head. Hello, boys. What the? I'd like a word. Dave, what's going on? What on earth did you say to those guys? Oh, nothing much. I just appealed to their better nature. It took 19 years, 4 months, and a bright green wetsuit, and several dozen serious beatings, but I was, and finally, the guy I wanted to be. I like that. I do like how this is going for him.
Yeah. Don't think
Elsewhere.
it's going to last, but I like it.
God damn. This sure beats police work, huh? 200 grand worth of heroin plus 200 grand in cash. We should have done this years ago, Vic. And that's $800K we banked so far. And not a single fucker even asked where the money's going. Are people really this stupid? Don't jinx it, Frank. We've got a nice little thing going here. What about Rocco? You think he suspects? Not a chance. What makes you so sure? Because we're still alive. I want them dead. Who? The Skull and Bones gang? Everyone in the costume. Get out there tonight and kill every one of them. We told the gangs that they should be working for us. We can't let them see our pockets picked by amateurs. Get everyone on the street and show them we're serious, Vic. Your job is making sure the police turn a blind eye. Yes, sir. Yeah, this could be pretty hilarious. Seriously, ma'am, it's Insect Man. No trouble at all. Anything else I can help you with while I'm passing by? Oh, no. If you want me to rescue a cat or something, you'll have to wait till I finish my sandwich. I'm on my lunch break. So how about a little privacy, huh? Wait, stop. I'm not even a superhero. I'm just trying to raise money for an animal charity. And this hurts the most because we've seen Gravity since, the last one.
All right.
Hey, man, you know how to fix a flash? Oh, sure. We've got taught all that stuff when we learned first aid. Anything that might be useful to people. Buddy, you're a lifesaver. I think I drove over some broken glass or something. I was going to call AAA, but then I remembered my policy had expired. You guys don't charge, do you? Ha, I wish. I know all of the heroes on our team are just local volunteers. Is it much farther? Nah, just over here on the other side of the fence. Thanks for doing this, pal. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. So which one's the flat? You'll look fine to me. Okay, let's go get the rest of these assholes. This is fun. That hurts the most, doesn't it?
That sucks.
I like gravity.
Right? That's his boy too.
Yeah, he was the loyal one.
Right, that's his buddy.
Oh, look, R.I.P.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, nice progression.
I like it.
All right, that's cool.
Oh, that's a great cover. We really had some laughs in the old days. Okay, Daddy, lying on the tracks. What do you want me to do now? Catch the train, of course. What else would you be doing down there, you big silly? I don't understand. What train? The one hurtling towards you at 70 miles per hour. Remember to catch it exactly the right moment, or your arms will be ripped out and from their socket. I'll be watching the whole thing from my observation post and waiting for you to give you your special surprise. Oh, what's my surprise? That would be telling. I can't wait. Now here comes. Just remember to head for the roof and jump when you see me waving from the bridge. You'll have 15 seconds to get to the top, but any hesitation and we'll miss each other. Gotcha. Are you ready? Ready, willing, and able, Big Daddy. Okay, go. Mindy, are you on the train? I repeat, are you on the train? Over. Relax, Dad, I'm on the train. Easy peasy, just like I said. Watch the tunnel, Miss Smarty Pants. Now run, make your way to the final car. You've got one shot at it, so make it count. Tink. So what's my big surprise? Commando. Good work deserves the reward. And you just earned yourself your first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, honey bun. Wow, was all the cursing still intact? Every fuck, shit, and bastard. Little lady, just the way Mark Lester made it. Awesome! I think we've talked enough about the superhero training you and your father got up to in the old days, Mindy. I know it was fun, like something out of a comic book, but I'd like to move on to the murders now, if you don't mind. You mean execution? No, an execution implies that some kind of state-sanctioned deaths when these were clearly just killings on a whim. What's your earliest memory of the atrocities you were encouraged to take part in? I guess that would be the shopping trips, Dr. White. Anything else your daddy needs, sweetheart? Just a large box of 4-inch nails, some duct tape, a cordless drill, and a staple gun, please. Plus a handsaw, some insulated tweezers, an angle grinder, and a pair of foam knee pads, and black if you got them. Oh, and a pair of regular garden hedge clippers with those non-slip grips on the handle. Sounds like somebody's got a very busy weekend coming up. Believe me, sir, you have no idea. Actually, I was more thinking along the lines of the first time you killed someone. When did it jump from all that preparation to the first time you took a human life? Do you remember your first murder? Of course I do. You don't have to listen if it's all too much, Mrs. McCready. No, this is my daughter we're talking about here. Dr. White said having her near might be very useful. You seem a little uncomfortable with my question, Mindy, because I screwed up, didn't I? I totally blew my first assignment and really let my daddy down. We've been living in Southeast Asia for a while, learning up-close combat and new kinds of knife skills. Daddy had selected some local kingpin he wanted me to start with and rented a room right across from an apartment he kept on. He kept me for any whores he was banging. He kept... oh, look at that. Jupiter's Legacy, Super Crooks. Remember, Jupiter's Legacy is fiction in that world, remember?
Right, I do.
Boy,
like
was Trish pissed about that.
Yeah, right, I could see that.
All I had to do was pull the trigger, but I choked. I had a nice clean shot to take this guy out, and I froze like an amateur. I knew he was disappointed, and we put it down the first time nerves. But the same thing happened when he was supposed to plug this pimp in an alley behind a restaurant, and when I was supposed to. Daddy had already broken his arm, so it couldn't have been easier. But I wasted so much time standing there with my hand shaking that poor Daddy had to finish him. It happened 2 more times before we realized I had a problem, and my daddy would need to figure out a solution. Do you think I'm ever going to be a proper superhero, Daddy? Patience, young apprentice. You're going to be the best. You just need to stop thinking of these punks as actual human beings. And yours truly here has a neat idea of how we're going to get you over this little hump. They look like Loki and all Doom, Scarecrow, and who are these guys?
Awesome.
Sex terrorists visiting from the United States of America. Child prostitution laws are rigorously enforced where we come from, but here in Thailand, the poorest people are easy prey for a certain breed of degenerates. You won't find anyone who deserves a bullet more than these fuckwads. I'm hoping this might make things a little more black and white for you. But why are they wearing masks like supervillains? I don't understand. Just my little touch to make things more fun. Sir, I'm so sorry. I think there must be some kind of horrible misunderstanding, but no joke, asshole. You got sicky sexons, so run and hide. Then my kid and I are going to kill you, understand? You nervous? A little. Yeah, well, don't be. You've been trained for this your entire life. You can ice these goons in your sleep, sweetie. Now let's split up and catch them in the pincer formation I taught you. You got a real nice surprise if you pull this off tonight. I remember just feeling really bad about my totally abject failure when it came to murdering Daddy's targets. He always called heroes who didn't carry guns conscientious objectors and thought characters like Superman were liberal assholes. He raised me to be cool like the Punisher or Rorschach. I didn't want him losing faith in me now, not when my training had brought me this far. Daddy, is that you? Daddy? And drop the gun, you little bitch. Oh my God. Drop the gun and nobody. He let himself get caught.
Oh yeah, it's definitely staged.
Nobody drop the gun. Nobody gets hurt. And just be a good girl and everything will be fine, understand? Don't listen up, honey. These men are evil and will kill us both. Shut up. This is all your fault, you fucking lunatic. We didn't want to kill anyone. You forced us in this position. Headshots, all 4 of them. It's the only way to get out of this, sweetheart. Would you shut up? Can we all please calm down for a second? Mindy, please, you have to pull, and you have seconds to pull that trigger. Dude, do you want to fucking die? What the? That's my girl. I knew you could do it if you had a little motivation. What would work better than saving your old pops? You mean you let these guys capture you? Of course I did. You think I couldn't handle 4 perverts? But I knew you wouldn't let me down. You've been trained by the best. Now, would you like to see your big surprise for doing such a good job? What's that? Your superhero mask and costume. I had it made for you weeks ago and was waiting for the perfect moment. What could be cooler than the night you executed your first supervillain? Were you angry at him deceiving you? Of course not. Pretending you've been captured was a good way to help me get over my ridiculous performance anxiety. Why do you think you were hesitating in the first place, Mindy? Did you feel that you were doing what you were doing was morally wrong? Why have you banned your mother from visiting while you're locked up here in a high security cell? What's the matter, honey? Thought you'd be pleased with your first costume. Wouldn't Mom be angry with me for killing people, Daddy? Not a bit. If it's bad people you're putting in the ground, Mommy would be very proud. But she wasn't proud. She wasn't even dead. I'm not sure why, but he hadn't given me all the facts. And when I found out she was still alive, well, I thought she might decide I was a bad person if she discovered the truth. I thought she'd be disappointed in me. That's why I didn't want to see her or make her come to the prison. I was scared she'd be ashamed of the good things I've been trying to do. Actually, she's watching all this from the next room. What? And she really doesn't blame you for anything that transpired. She knows you didn't know any better and asked me to tell you that she loves you very much. I'm going to ask you one more time, and you're quite right and within your right to say no. But could your mother come in and see you for 5 minutes just on this one occasion? Sure, why the hell not? Matilda, please ask Mindy's mother if she'd care to join us in the interview room. Damn, he's good. This genuinely could not be going better. Stand behind the line, ma'am. For your own safety, please take a seat and do not approach the prisoner. Are you okay, honey? Kind of. It's just like I always said. There's no such thing as crazy. Just people who haven't been cured yet. I knew the way to reach her was the guilt about her mother. I was listening to everything you said back there, and I couldn't believe my ears. All these incredible things you've done. It's just so hard to get my head around. I wanted to tell you I got a job a few weeks back. I knew that doesn't sound like much, but that was actually a real big deal for me. I also started helping at a local shelter, and for the first time since high school, I've got a circle of friends. Can you believe it? I barely left the house in all those years since you were taken away, but I seem to have discovered these new reserves of strength recently. You know why? Because if part of me created you, and wasn't as weak as I thought. What? You've done all these things that other people can only dream of. You fought the mafia, drug dealers, and those evil, dirty cops who were making our lives such a misery. You're the most wonderful daughter I could ever imagine, and I don't want you thinking I'd ever be ashamed of you. The truth is, I couldn't be prouder, and I feel a little stronger just being around you. Get that lunatic out of here! I love you, Mindy, and I know you'll get out of here and do what you do best. I know these idiots won't hold you here for long. I said back behind the line, ma'am. Get your fucking hands off me. Oh, Jesus. Don't stop fighting the good fight, honey. Never let these bastards tell you what to do. Well, that didn't exactly go as planned. I swear, this entire goddamn family's crazy. So, this was the moment that felt like they were building up to, and was what we lost by having her dead in the movie. Again, It needed to be done.
Yeah.
But we lost this great moment.
Yeah, you do miss out on it.
But this was great. It shows that her dad wasn't bullshitting.
Exactly. It's like
But at the same time, you're wondering, wait, I thought she hated him. That's where the contradiction comes from.
Right. It's like she's on the same page, but this whole time you thought that she wasn't.
Yep. And get out of the way. I can't stop. Shit. Take him down. Leg wound. That was his ass, you idiot. What's going on? Who are those you people? Pizza inspectors. Now shut the hell up. Come on, kid. You're going to help us track down these skull and balls asshole. Oh, you're the leader of the superheroes, right? Don't make out like you don't know where they live. I swear to Christ, I know nothing. Get him in the car, but watch the upholstery. I spent all Sunday afternoon cleaning those seats. Hush, buddy. This is getting crazy. That's hero number 5. They just pulled out of the river. Oh no!
That sucks.
So even Moonbird's gone.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna do, man? Suppose they come after us next. Why would they come after us? We're high-ranking police officers. They don't know we're secretly the Skull and Bones. Just sit back and enjoy the show and let the heroes take the heat. We can get out there and steal again once all the stuff died down. Trust me, boys, this is all going perfectly. Hot as me. I'm watching all this terrible stuff on the news, and it's freaking the shit out of me, man. I left you 3 messages, but haven't heard back. Can you give me a call and let me know you're okay? I know you're mad that I missed all those meetings, but I'm really, really scared that they've got you too. Just promise me you aren't wearing that costume anymore. They won't know who you are if you aren't wearing that mask. Hey, baby, I am so sorry, but I need to take your car and try to find Todd. Just need to make sure that my friend's okay. Oh, ready to go out.
All right.
Or cocksucker, get out. Well, I'm glad to see somebody's got a big smile on her face tonight. That's because I've just been re-energized, Chuck. Don't take it personally, but I'm already making plans to break out of this dump and clean up all the shit going on out there. I've got 3 workable schematics in my head and just trying to choose the best way to employ one of these escapes. Not tonight, kid. Security looks decent enough. We haven't taken a chance, Godfather. The leader of every East Coast gang are coming here tonight, and it's important they realize you do not do half measures. How are the boys getting on out there? I'm told they wiped out 90% of all the superheroes in little under 2 hours, sir. And Christopher, on his way to get Hit Girl now. We paid off all of the guards and had the prison CCTV switched off for the whole thing scheduled to go without a hitch. Don't even try to move, kid. That's 10 milligrams of midazolam. Means your motor functions are a mess for the next 90 minutes. Oh, and don't expect any last-minute rescue, because I just saw the news, and all those weirdos you used to hang out with are dead as fucking dodos. That's what happens when you piss off the mob. It might take a while, but we have a nasty habit of getting you in the end. Isn't that right, Christopher? Absolutely. We're nearly done. So much for Hit Girl. I thought you were supposed to be tough. Like, what are you talking about? If you hadn't doped me up with that shit, you'd be laying here with broken necks. Well, bad news, kid, because you are doped up. So I guess the uber violence is kind of off the menu. You still taking her to the boathouse, the killer? Yeah, done, Rocco. thought that might be a cool way to end that big meeting he's having with all the other gang leaders. Is he really going to put the ice pick through her head? Actually, he thought Chris should be the one who does the honors. Hit Girl might have murdered the Don's two brothers, but Johnny G was Chris's dad. It's only right that a son should have a chance to avenge the deaths of his beloved father. That's right. Very respectful. Are you ready for the big kill, Christopher? Totally. Because this isn't going to be as easy as that time you and your friends shot up that little street. You're going to be on stage here and doing this in front of some of the most infamous killers in America. You sure you won't choke when it comes for your big moment? Not a chance. What the fuck? Ah! Shit. What the hell are you doing? Saving your ass. What does it look like? Now, come on, let's get out of here while we both still can. What? Where are you, Todd? Retrace your patrol route 3 goddamn times. I wish to God he picked up his phone, but it keeps connecting to his answering service like the battery's dead or the phone switch off. The only messages are from Valerie telling me how crazy this is and trying to talk me out of it. But I can't give up. Not while Todd's still out there. Not when I'm the one who got him into this mess. Red Mist. What the hell? Here she goes, off to get executed. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not exactly proud of myself right now. What else were we going to do, man? Tell the mob that we're too principled to look the other way? As it was, we got a nice little bonus. Piss them kids and that piss them off, and that's our kids they'll be taking next time. Shit! If that stomach wound doesn't kill you, I'm pretty sure you're driving well. Would you shut up? I don't know how much time we have, so you really have to focus and listen to what I'm saying. I've texted Kick-Ass and told him to meet us. He knows everything that happened here tonight, and he can find us by following my cell phone signal. Have you seen this thing before? It's got GPS and even works underwater. My uncle bought it for me for getting out of jail. Dude, I don't give a fuck about your phone. I'm just wondering why you're even doing this. Aren't you supposed to be a supervillain or something? Just tell my mom I'm sorry about everything. She was the one nice thing I had in my life, and I hate myself for screwing up hers. Watch out! Jesus fucking Christ. Get after them. We need to find that goddamn car. Tick-tock, tick-tock. How are we doing down there, Mindy? Everything hunky-dory? A superhero needs to be resourceful, honey bun. You never know what the bad guys are going to hit us with. Now, come on. What's keeping you? Another 30 seconds and your heart's going to explode. Up and at 'em, little buddy. Wow. How can somebody this freaking skinny weigh as much as a wrestler? Good girl. I don't understand. Why'd you save me? Your cell phone, Brainiac. How else is Kick-Ass going to track me down? Stop. Before you go, you need to tell Kick-Ass his friend's being held at Johnny's meat packing house. They're trying to find the Skull and Bones gang, and they're going to beat the shit out of him until he tells them where they are. Got it. Hit Girl, what? Do you forgive me for all the bad things I did? Don't be fucking ridiculous. And this is it. Look, the car's gone over the bridge. Shit, is that Chris down there on the grass? Phone the guys and tell them we found her. She's still got to be drugged, so he won't get very far. Jesus, what's she done to him? Is he dead? Not a breath left in him. Okay, fan out and stay in touch. She's doped up to the eyeballs, but we still have to be careful. Come on, stupid and goddamn legs. The one time I need you to work. I spy with my little eye something beginning with F and ends in finito. Oh no. Hey man, it's Joe. I found her crawling around like a burnt out tire plant over on a big hill. Tell the guys to come over and pick her up. That's fine. She can't even stand. Oh, this looks dangerous. You're gonna fight me, Hit Girl? Am I in danger now that you've got that big and badass stick in your hand? No, because my friend's got one. And fuck you, fatty. You okay? All right, let's not pat each other's dicks just yet, Kick-Ass. You got to get us out of here. Those other assholes are on their way now. Are you ready to go downstairs, Don Rocco? That until our final guest arrive, Iguantes. And we're selling something huge tonight, so it's important to make an entrance. You really think it's wise to go ahead while Hit Girl's still on the loose? You mean cancel the night for a little child? We'd be laughed right and out of town, and rightfully so. We can't show any sign of weakness with this audience in particular. Besides, is there a building any more fortified than the boathouse right now? And the head of the Latin Syndicate just arriving outside was Tony Kwan from Asian Boys. So bizarre to see them all in one place. It's like some kind of evil Oscars. Yeah, you do make me smile sometimes, Ignatius. A single boss from Maine to Miami. Has anyone in history ever dreamed of such a thing? Are you sure you don't need help? I'm fine. Just a little emotional being back in headquarters after all this time. This is all I ever wanted, Kick-Ass, ever since I was a little girl. You really think you're strong enough for tonight? I'll be okay. I've had a little cocktail to neutralize this drug. Daddy and me had everything in our medicine cabinet, but we must have come pretty close and damn close. Is calling the cops even an option? Come on, you know as well as I do that Rocco Genovese owns the police department. But about Marcus, he'll just try and stop us, and we can't take that risk. We'll never get a shot at all these guys under one roof like this again. Sorry, I need to take this. Dave, what are you doing? My car's gone missing, and I know you've taken it to be with those people. I thought you promised to stop all this craziness. Val, you don't understand. I need to rescue Todd, and Hit Girl has a chance to take down every crime lord on the eastern seaboard. If she doesn't stop these guys, and these guys will be looking over, our shoulder for the rest of our life. I'm only doing one last job. I'm going to call the police, Dave. They need to stop you. She just wants you in costume again, and she won't be happy until you're both in the morgue. Baby, listen to me. You call the cops, and we're both as good. We're as good as dead. Now, promise. Now, please, I promise you, this is the last time I'll ever do this. I'll be back home in a couple of hours. Girl trouble? Kind of. I'll save it for someone who gives a shit, because right now we've got bad guys to take down. Now get in a costume and head for the building's lower level. There's nothing here fast enough to get us there in time. How the hell did you find me a spare costume? I like to be prepared for every possibility. Right. Since when did this place have a lower floor, by the way? Are you serious? This is where we keep the really cool stuff. You just flip the switch on the Shakespeare head and we exit through the library wall. I don't get it. What's the significance of the Shakespeare head? And you call yourself a geek. Wow. To the hit cave, asshole.
All right.
Here you go, ass kicker.
Dude.
Here you go, ass kicker. This is where you're going to spend your last couple of hours. Vic, you're not going to believe this, but some chick just called and told us where to find Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. Are you jerking my chain? Thank you, fucking Santa Claus. Fun, huh? Totally. Oh, my God. How the hell did you guys afford all this? Oh, I don't know. I guess we just murder a lot of rich drug dealers over the years. Now, you take Daddy's car in the Daddy car, and I'll drive the hit boat. We can reconvene in a few hours at a time once you've rescued Ass Kicker and I've ended the super gang plan. Why do I have this horrible feeling we're never going to see each other again? Because you're a little pussy, Dave. Just be careful out there, huh? I'm always careful. No, I'm serious. I've just got this weird vibe about tonight. Like things are totally different this time. Maybe now you've just got something to lose. Maybe. Just remember, this is everything we've ever dreamed about, Dave. I'm smashing a crime cartel, and you're rescuing a teammate. Even if we don't survive this final adventure, we're going down as superheroes. Those are not exactly reassuring words. Silly boy, that means we can't lose. See you in the funny pages. I hope the hell you're right. Final issue.
That's crazy, though.
Why do I have such a bad? Yep. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Why do I think this is all going to end with me laying dead with a caved-in skull? The Genovese Mafia Summit. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. How are things looking outside? All clear. She won't try anything with this kind of firepower. We got the place locked up like Fort Knox. What the hell? It's empty. Must have floated upriver. What the fuck? Ow! You must be wondering why I left you alive, huh? Well, truth is, I need you up top on that roof for what comes next. And you're way too heavy for a 96-pound girl. What are all those little explosives for? Later. Now get the hell up and start climbing that drain pipe, asshole. Wow, that's quite the beating you've taken there, tough guy. I'm seriously impressed. You still forgetting those secret identities? Because the next step for us is doing a Scarface and cutting your ass in two. We've got a problem with the chainsaw, Paulie. I've asked for a gas-powered one, but they gave me electric, and I don't think the cord is long enough. So find a fucking extension cord. We're supposed to be intimidating, for crying out loud. You really think he's going to talk after this bullshit? Almost done, Todd. Todd, just a few more explosive, and I'll be ready for my entrance. I'm sorry this is taking so long, but it's important to put a little psychological disadvantage. Everything must be exactly right. My friends, I am not a man who's comfortable making speeches, so allow me to be brief. I have brought you here to witness the demise of a little bitch who has cost us both time and money. I hope her termination this evening will illustrate why your gangs will be more prosperous under my command than they ever were alone. This headstone I engraved is where we're going to be burying her once my nephew cleaves her skull with my trademark golden axe. I want this living room to be her final home, her corpse rotting beneath us as we celebrate on what we've agreed upon tonight. Wait a second. You mean Hit Girl's in the building right now? Not yet, but she's on her way. Rest assured, she'll be drugged and bound. She'll pose no threat to anyone in her current condition. You're talking like we've agreed to the super gang plan, Don Genovese. I thought the idea was to come here and talk. A formality, surely. It's true you've all done reasonably well, but my family has been doing this for centuries. The Sicilians are just more adept at this than the inferior races. And if you don't comply with my demands, well, just look at what the Roman Empire did to those who stood in the way of progress. Or Starbucks, if you lack a sense of history. Fuck this shit, I'm going home. Leave the room and your boy dies, Pedro. What? He's been taken to an undisclosed location with the oldest child in each of your respective families. But they won't be harmed if you all play ball. Let's just call it an insurance policy. Wait for it to be funny. This isn't a vote we're having here tonight. It's a well-planned coronation. Oh, psh, holy shit! I'm sorry, sir. She made me do it. Oh, psh, get out of here now! Don't bother with the doors. They're already locked. Oh, okay. God, I only need you one last time. Help me out on this final mission, and you have my word. I'll quit this thing forever. Lights, smoke bombs, showtime. Shit! Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, you've eaten well tonight. You have feasted on New York's wealth and spirit, but your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you are safe. Oh, look at that!
That is crazy, though.
When everyone stop freaking out about the gas, it's not going to kill you. It's just a hallucinogen called whatever. And they only released it to make things scarier. The gas is just for fun. It's the bullets you should be scared of. Use the chainsaw! Use the goddamn chainsaw! Not the way I meant, but I guess that kind of works. It's just you and me now, Rocco. Just the way you planned it. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you the one who was supposed to be holding your famous golden pickaxe? You little witch. You must be freaking out now, huh? All the bosses lying here in pieces, the hallucinogens making things 100 times worse. I'm curious what you see me as. Is it scary? Do I look like something out of a horror movie? Rocco Genovese is scared of nothing. That's because we've only just met. I did it. I beat the two of them. I really thought they had me there, but it's just as Hit Girl always says. It doesn't matter if you're fighting 2-1. As long as you're in the right, you'll come out on top. Oh, Jesus, no. What's the matter, man? What's wrong? There's more of them downstairs. What? Well. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? You look tired, Hit Girl. Busy night? Gigante. Jesus, what were the chances? Turns out some concerned citizen was worried that Hit Girl and Kick-Ass were going to be in trouble, so they called the police. Just a shame it was us bad cops who answered that call. Now, don't try anything funny. I know you're fat, but we got a lot more bullets than you have, kid. Keep your hands where I can see them, or it's Butch and Sundance time. You know, you actually did me a favor here tonight. You killing all the East Coast bosses mean there's a great big vacancy out there, and I'm more than happy to fill it. Maybe think about that when you're bleeding on the ground. I put you in jail. I ended your career, and now I'm going to live like a goddamn king. Of course, it had to end like this. There's always going to be a gang or even a bigger guy that took me down eventually. I knew it from the moment I bought this suit, but I can't believe it's happening now. Not when I was this close to quitting. All the stuff and back, all that stuff back in the cave, the fist bumps and the team ups, and all these cool things that seem all the things that seem cool. It's just all just ridiculous now. As I crack my teeth with kick after kick, I curse the fucking comic books that brought me here to this. What a waste of life. What a waste of a childhood. Wishing I was Spider-Man instead of me, making Iron Man's armor out of color paper, secretly wearing Batman's suit under my fucking school clothes. All this knowledge in my head, all this useless, pointless superhero information. Why did my parents encourage this bullshit? What did comics ever do except bring me to this stupid place and put me in an early grave? Reading comic books is what got you through the tough times, Dave. What? Your mother's right, son. And it wasn't just the escapism they gave you. It was the optimism they instilled in those 22-page chunks. Superheroes were a monthly reminder that every tight spot had a workable solution, and giving up could never be an option. What better lesson for an adult life? No problem is ever insurmountable, and that includes right now, Dave. Think about it. What would Batman do in this situation? He's right. Padded boots and padded gloves, wrapped in an insulated suit, and rolling around the most conductive alcohol in the market. Reach for the sky, buddy! Do it! What the fuck are you smiling about? I don't know. Maybe I'm just picturing all your crooked cop friends screaming in agony when I murder them in the next few seconds. Have you lost your mind? Come on. Who do you think made that call to lure you assholes here? Oh! Bullshit. She's bluffing. We've got 100 guns on her, and this little fuck has nothing. Nothing except my detonator. What? You guys really should be careful where you park. Oh, shit!
Damn.
Now, I might be tired, and I might be wounded. It really has been a long and bloody night. Ball destructor! But the day I can't outsmart a retard like you is the day I really do hang up this mask. Oh, man. That wasn't just your testicles I annihilated, by the way. That was your entire pelvis. So there's no point trying to crawl away. You see, you've still got one final use for the force of justice, Captain Vigilante, and I've got all night to explain it. Is Todd going to be okay? He'll live. I've heard you guys tied up all the mobsters and left a little calling card for the cops. That's pretty cute. Unfortunately, it still spells friendly wrong, but I'm sure they got the gist. I also heard that over 120 corpses were found upstate tonight. A lot of them major figures in the East Coast underworld. I think we both know who's behind that. This isn't going to end, Dave. You and Hit Girl are just too addicted to ever settle down and have a normal life. It's like that scene in Spider-Man 2 where he tells his girlfriend he's got this curse and they can't stay together or she'll be in danger from his enemies. Because that's what this is now, right? The part where you tell me how your responsibilities as a superhero have to come before your private life. Are you crazy? That would never happen in real life. Not if someone was really in love. I choose you, Valerie, 100 times over. I told you I was doing this one last time, and a superhero never breaks his promise. What about all the bad guys out there? Who's going to take care of them? Didn't you hear the news? The bad guys are all dead. The funny thing is I wasn't even joking. Mindy murdering every major crime boss left all the gangs splintered and disorganized. Easy picking for the revitalized NYPD. Mindy's stepdad, Marcus Williams, was exonerated and moved from records to a new post as captain, where he wasted no time rooting out all the dirty cops who tormented him for years. He even found an unlikely ally in good old Vic Gigante, the only known survivor of the Boathouse Massacre, and now an uncomfortable 60 pounds lighter.
Oh my God!
Nobody knows what happened that night, but he couldn't have been more helpful in naming names in the department. I never actually saw Hit Girl again, but I knew she was out there when I opened a newspaper and saw the unexplained deaths of gangsters in London, terrorists in Paris, kidnappers in Rome, or the bodies of an entire drug cartel down in South America. She always liked to work in the shadows, and it made sense that she'd return to them. I know she's okay because every single Father's Day there are flowers on her old man's grave, and on Mother's Day her mom receives a gorgeous bunch of roses. I was pleased to hear that Mindy's mom was doing really well, but shocked when I heard that her new best friend was n00bs. But I guess they had a lot in common with their history of dramatic marriages and unconventional costume children. Me, I got a full-time job, and I got serious with Valerie, moving into her apartment and playing the happy couple. I felt bad leaving Todd because there was no way he could afford his own place on his own. But that's when I remembered about a pretty awesome set of keys I was looking after. I'm told it's a big hit with his online mature singles. Oh my God, this place is incredible. I thought you said you worked part-time in a comic book store. Oh, I'm full-time in the comic book store, darling. But I don't want you to think that I lost my sense of adventure. My time as Kick-Ass was so completely awesome that I could never do a job that didn't make a difference now. Reading Batman did inspire me to be a billionaire. The moral for me was always helping others, and I wanted a career that would reflect that somehow. So when Marcus needed fresh recruits for his new cleaned-up police department, I was the first in line to volunteer. Being a cop means I'm still out there every night serving and protecting New York. I just swapped one uniform for another. Oh, and don't think I've given up on superheroes either. I'm down at comic book store every Wednesday and always there opening day when a new movie hits the cinema. I just feel my part is over for the moment. Turns out Kick-Ass rescued me just like superheroes are supposed to. Besides, I'm not sure how well I do against these new kinds of threats that have shown up lately. Sounds like guys breaking the sound barrier, or that lunatic killing cops in Japan, MPH, Nemesis, or even this wave of celebrity kidnapping, Secret Service that's been happening all around the world. And that's the kid from Superior. Everything has stepped up a gear, and a new kind of hero is showing up to defeat them. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get that for you. Superior 5! Kick-Ass reminded people why we need a hero, but something tells me the best is yet to come. Oh, remember that guy earlier?
That's funny.
I always wondered why nobody did it for me. I mean, all those comic book movies and television shows, you'd think at least one eccentric loner would have stitched himself a costume. Is everyday life really so exciting? Are schools and office really so thrilling that I'm the only one who ever fantasized about this? Come on, be honest with yourself. We all plan to be a superhero at some point in our lives. Wings the manual. Whoosh! Wow! And look.
Oh, that's awesome, though.
So how was that? Okay, first of all, how was this and how was the whole series?
I definitely think that this was a good way to end it off. You know, this was the better book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weakest artwork, though.
Yeah, I mean, the artwork wasn't that great, but it got the point across. There were a few really good scenes or panels, whatever, but I just think the story was definitely a lot better.
Yep, but heavily influenced in the movie, and some of the stuff, like again, Chris really felt so out of character.
Yeah, for sure. Like that
was the one that felt like, really?
All right, it's like you want to fix his character right at the very end, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Kick-Ass Hit Girl said, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I know, right? Like, oh, just because you got me out of prison and killed those dudes, you think I'm still just gonna have your side? Nah. Like, I'm still gonna let you die here. I'm still gonna let you die right here.
So, what did you think about this whole saga?
I still liked it a lot. You know.
Yeah.
I like the
I mean, it started off rough, didn't it?
Did.
It started off very rough.
It did, but then as soon as it did start tying into the movies, it got a lot better.
Definitely, and it was a good send-off. It definitely felt like it was building up to this. Although it does feel like Dave getting his happy ending a little too fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
It makes sense, though.
Right. How long can you drag it out? You know,
yep.
He grew up a little bit and figured things out for himself and started getting a real job and a girl and all that.
Yep. I guess I do like how this was pretty much their Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, basically.
This was definitely the Return of the Jedi, being uplifting and bringing finality to it all.
Right.
And hey, they did something huge. They took out all of the gangs, the crime lords on the East Coast.
Right.
Dave wasn't a great character in the other books, and then it's like everybody was getting their redemption here, and I think it felt a little forced.
Definitely.
It did feel forced. Again, Chris was the worst of all.
Oh, the worst, definitely.
Yeah,
but even Dave was a dill hole in the other books. Like,
and then here it just felt like
for him.
Yeah, I mean, he started getting a little better in the second book, but then this one just really tried to improve him, but just like really. And again, they're trying to redeem Big Daddy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It seemed like they wanted to try to redeem a few different characters, between
and Hit Girl was Hit Girl.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like they were trying to go that route where she was gonna stop doing the superhero thing too, and then it was just like, nah, she's too good at this. Yep. She's gotta keep going.
But see what I mean about, again, killing off both the moms.
Yeah.
Chris's mom and Mindy's mom. Again, Mindy's mom was the most understandable. Chris's mom made no sense.
Yeah. No, it's like you needed both of those. You needed that scene for Mindy for it to make a little bit more sense. But
Yep. But at the same time, though, it's the most painful thing to lose because, again, how the movie did it, it needed to be done.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of can't have that hanging around,
Yeah, you can't have the way it originally was done.
Right.
But like I said, but Chris's mom, no, that's what made this painful, her just dying the way she did.
Right.
And the second one, pointless.
Yeah, and then him not really getting that redemption, Well,
he didn't deserve it, let's be honest.
No, he didn't.
But I do like it ending in here too, though. It's this guy actually, it goes back to the first one, but this guy works.
Right, it does.
I like that.
Dude, he starts flying. Exactly. It's full circle moments. Like this whole thing was a bunch of.
And this guy didn't have mental problems. He was a legit trying to be a hero.
Right. He was just a freaking aeronautics engineer that knew what he was doing and wanted to go help people.
So, I was to rank this, I would rank this 3, Hit Girl, 2, and then 1.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I think I liked 1 and 2 like the same amount. I think
and 1 was and 2 was still better than 1.
Yeah, I think I put 1 like half a point higher just because of the other thing. The story was better or something. I can't.
The story
remember
was
now,
better in that one. Yes.
Yeah, they were like the same though, for me.
Yeah,
but it's definitely 3 then Hit Girl, and then 1 and 2.
Yeah. What were you, Steph?
I think they all kind of lie on the same plane for me because there were some hits and misses. I liked Hit Girl the most, and
who doesn't?
Highlighted the most.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's always like my favorite, and then they had, I liked that they had better writing, but there was a lot of exposition in this one as well.
Yeah.
It's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like a narrator in the corner,
right?
And then they all.
It's like him telling the story.
The sunset, and it's like the story didn't start off so candy coated, and then they wanted it to be like, sugars and rainbows a little bit.
Well, there wasn't a good like balance though either. Like the books that you had good writing in, you didn't have good artwork or good action, and the ones that you had good action, you didn't have good writing. Like it wasn't balanced.
Yeah, and I gotta say also, Johnny was the best of the villains. Well, actually, no, I take it back. Gigante was the best of the villains. Johnny was the best of the Genovese. Ralphie was the worst because he hardly did much. But Rocco was also not that good. Just felt like he felt Rocco too much a stereotype.
Right. He was just like the legit psycho. Like he was the one race Hitler psycho.
Yeah, and the whole point was for him to have the crazy idea of bringing all the mobsters together so they can kill him off.
Right. He thought
Vic was definitely the best of the villains. Let's be honest, because He was an opportunistic bastard.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all he was. He was just an opportunistic bastard who, again, he wasn't the worst, but obviously a bad guy.
Right. Like he just made it work in his favor no matter what the situation was. You know,
which I respect that for a villain.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's funny because it's very Penguin vibes.
Yeah, right. It's like you do have to relate to him a little bit.
Everything that just happened.
Yeah.
Again,
he was. Yeah, and I do like the fact though that they made us think that the girlfriend called it in.
Yeah, I know.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
That was a nice little twist. It's like, no, that was me. You guys should really pay attention to where you park.
That was great. Especially like, what's with all the explosives? Later.
Right.
I
like she knew.
Oh yeah, she knew. She knew exactly where they parked.
The big thing I went is, did she call or did she know that the girlfriend was going to call?
Yeah, she probably called.
She probably did.
She probably called.
Yeah, I bet she did.
Yep. And I do like how Kick-Ass finally got to do it on his own, solo.
Yeah. He was able to at least get up and defend himself for once instead of just getting beat down and making her save him.
And this was a little hokey, but
it works. It works.
Definitely. Although I do feel this was definitely the most anticlimactic of the villains going down.
Yeah, for sure. They could have drawn that out a little bit more instead of just, hey, F you, bang, done.
Yep.
The fog and the colors and the green grading of it all was just beautiful to me.
It is, though.
Oh, it is. And that moment
that is definitely the better artwork of the whole series. Like these couple of pages.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Like I said, this was definitely the biggest. Actually, no. Is this the bigger anticlimactic, or is Ralph the one shooting him in prison? No, that was actually the bigger anticlimactic because he woke up handcuffed.
Right.
So that one was the bigger anticlimactic, but this was still anticlimactic too.
It was because the fight wasn't with him. You know?
Nope. He was already down by the time she got up to him.
Right.
I do like her using the golden ice pick.
Yeah. Nice symbolism. It was a nice touch.
Yep, but again, overall, this whole series, I'd give it like a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
it's a good story. It is a good overall story.
It is. It's just like I said, if it was balanced a little more with the artwork and the story, this one definitely would be higher. Like this one's probably like an 8, but the whole series together is like a 7.5.
Yep, and they would actually give the costume to someone else.
Oh, for sure.
Yep, and then which eventually would tell both Hit Girl and the new Kick-Ass will have their own miniseries. So it finally ends with Hit Girl versus Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl, where Mindy is written like, "Why'd you take the costume from Dave?" Oh wait. Just realized there should be a few more pages. Wait, hold on. I just realized we just missed something. Hold on. Because there is a point where she actually gives the costume to someone. Yeah, just a moment. Where is it?
That's
random. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Is it not? They didn't include it. Hold on. Let me get the hardcover.
I love the doggy, but it looks like a hyena.
Yeah, it just dawned on me. Wait a second. All right. Then we'll wrap up. Hold on.
Yeah, it's getting late over here.
I understand. Okay, it's not here either. I know there's a point where she's supposed to take the costume to someone else and say, "We got work to do."
Huh.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Here's what it said. Paul McCready's diary. My coat is covered in saliva, but I can't say anything or they might do worse. John Cuff walked in front of me the whole way home, saying horrible things about my dad and his boyfriend, but I just smiled, pretending every word didn't burn. I washed my coat before Mom got home because I didn't want to upset her. She's stressed enough and worried about money. The last thing she needs to hear is that things are bad at school again. I hate Jason Kortev so much. I wrote a poem about how negative he makes me feel, but it didn't really help it like it usually does. I've been trying to do my cognitive behavior exercise, but I'm not really sure they're effective anymore. And I asked the school psychologist to send me a new regimen. I'm scared to go to sleep in case I don't wake up. Is it possible to have a heart attack when you're 12 years old? Is my breathlessness because I'm worried about school? Or are these pains in my chest symptomatic of some kind of cardiovascular abnormality? Just one night, I'd like to go to bed and think of something nice. Just one more minute, I'd like to find out I hadn't cried in my sleep. Okay, you little prick, it's time to toughen up. Training begins at 9 tomorrow night.
That's awesome, though. Time
Okay,
to toughen up.
That's a good ending.
That is, though.
She's gonna
Okay.
traumatize another child.
I know, right? She is going to traumatize a whole other guy.
It sounds like he's autistic.
Oh, jeez.
So, yep, that's everything.
Yeah, for real.
All right, thank you both for joining me. Thanks, everyone else, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
Bye.